This is the Animation Event Weaver Asset Overview and Setup tutorial. Hello and welcome. Animation Event Weaver is a Unity asset designed to assist and simplify the use of animation events in Unity's animation window. This asset also enhances Unity's native animation window, which does not support parameters such as bools, enums, colors, vectors, and, most importantly, multiple parameters on a single event method. Let's go through some of Unity's built-in animation window drawbacks and see how Event Weaver solves them. If you have ever set animation events from a large script, you have probably come across this. You have to select the script in which the event is found, then scroll through the list of methods to find the one you need. That can be tedious and time-consuming. Animation Event Weaver lets you tag the methods you wish to use in the animation window, and only those methods are displayed in its window. Alternatively, Event Weaver adds buttons for those methods directly in its window. Simply select the frame in which you want to add the event, then choose from the Events drop-down menu or press the Method button to add that method as an event. This example event has multiple parameters, including bool, enum, color, vector3, vector2, floats, ints, and more. Note that all these parameters are being called from a single event, which means you can set up completely new behavior for, say, a spawned object. This eliminates the need to create multiple prefabs just to change color, damage amount, speed, or direction. Each event comes with a track button, a copy button to copy that event with its current settings, a copy all button to copy all the events present on that frame, and a remove button to remove the event. The track button allows you to get the duration in seconds from that event to any specific frame in the animation clip. This is useful for time-dependent events, allowing you to fine-tune timing down to the exact millisecond. On the left side of the window, just above the Events section, is a timer. This shows you the time in seconds of the current frame. This feature is useful for making sure certain animations, such as hit animations, maintain a fixed duration for all characters or groups of characters. When multiple events are added to one frame, the Event Weaver window draws a list of all those events so you can visualize what is happening without having to zoom in and select each event one at a time. Also, some people might not know this, but events are fired in the order they are placed on the frame. The Animation Event Weaver window allows you to easily rearrange this order by simply dragging each event up or down the list. Events at the top of the list are called first. The window also has two toggles, one to hide the group titles and the other to hide the event buttons. These are useful for creating more room to view event parameters when working on a smaller screen. In the next section, I will show you how easy it is to set up and get started in less than 10 minutes. To use Animation Event Weaver, go to Tool, Reamplified, then select Animation Event Weaver. This opens up the Event Weaver window. Animation Event Weaver requires the animation window to be opened and visible. Now select an object with the animator component. You can see some features appearing like the current time in seconds of each animation keyframe. Currently, there is no Event Weaver method on this object. Let's create a new script and attach it to our game object. Now, let's create our first event method. The method must be public to be visible to Unity's animation window. Now let's add the Event Weaver attribute on top of our method. This allows Animation Event Weaver to recognize the method as an event. There exist two types of the Animation Event Weaver attributes: Event Weaver and Event Weaver Extended attributes. The Event Weaver attribute integrates seamlessly with your existing workflow, so no extra editing to your existing code. The Event Weaver Extended attribute allows you to use bool, enum, vectors, color, and an unlimited number of parameters. For starters, let's use the simple Event Weaver attribute, save the script, and go back to the editor. In the Event Weaver window, you can see that a button has been created for our event. Click the button to add that event to the current frame in the animation window. The event doesn't have any parameter. Let's go back to the script and add a parameter to our event method. Let's add a float parameter, name it damage, and see what happens. Save and go back to the editor. Now our event has a parameter named float, same as the Unity's animation event view in the inspector. But we are still stuck with the issue of not knowing what that parameter represents in the event just by looking at it from the window. It might be speed, time, distance, etc. So let's fix that. In the EventWeaver attribute, simply add the label damage this way. Furthermore, you can add a default value to the parameter when the event is added. This is useful for events whose values mostly stay the same, or a hint to the best set value of that parameter. With that saved, let's go back to the editor. Select the event. Now the label is changed to damage, and if we add that event, it comes pre-filled with our default value. Let's add a method with the animation event as our parameter. Let's call it spawner. We will remove the label field and see what it looks like. Save and go to the editor. Both the fields and labels are similar to that of Unity's animation window. Let's arrange it to our liking. Go back to the script. When an animation event is passed as a parameter, labels must use tags. Only tagged labels will show up in the window. Let's expose only the int and Unity object parameters of the animation event. I will name the int parameter amount and the Unity object spawned obj. Save and go back to the editor. Now, only the int and Unity object parameters are visible in the EventWeaver window. You can rearrange to your preferences by switching the order of the tagged labels. Let's create one more methods and then go through the other features Animation EventWeaver provides. I will add a method and pass to it an animation clip parameter. Both EventWeaver and EventWeaver extended attributes accept button coloring. To add a color to the event button, use the EventWeaver button color attribute. Great. Now let's move to the exciting part, the EventWeaver extended attribute. Unity's animation event can only accept one parameter at a time, which means we can't do this. Passing two floats in one event method. To access multiple parameters, you have to pass in an animation event parameter. But this is still limited to only one float, one int, one string, and a Unity object. Also, parameters such as bool, enum, color, and vectors cannot be accessed through Unity's animation event. This is where the EventWeaver extended comes in. Let's create another method and add the EventWeaver extended attribute at the top of our method. The EventWeaver extended requires the passed parameter to be an animation event. To start, let's create an event with two floats. We will create our float labels, save, and go to the editor. After adding the event, you can see our two fields are present, and you can input float values. Good. Next, let's add a bool. Notice that a tag must be added to the labels. These tags allow EventWeaver to know what type of parameter you want to pass to that label. If no tag is passed, EventWeaver will default it to a string parameter. With our bool created, save and go back to the editor. There it is, a bool parameter. Now, let's go back to the script and add all the other parameter types. Save, and let's see what we have on the editor. Great. Now we have all sorts of parameter types in our animation event. But it looks a little messy. Let's create order in this chaos. Parameter labels can be arranged in groups. Use this syntax for vertical grouping and this for horizontal grouping. Now, let's check it out on the editor. Great! This looks much better. Titles can also be added to each group. To do that, type in your label just after the slash in the syntax. Parameter labels can also be arranged vertically without using the grouping syntax. This is achieved by using the break row syntax. For example, this syntax can also be used to arrange groups vertically to each other. The next step is to get these parameters from the labels. For that, we will use the EventWeaver runtime getter to get each parameter type. Simply declare your variable type, use the appropriate getter, and pass in the current script, animation event parameter, and the name of the label whose values you want to get. Additionally, you can pass a fallback value for when the field is empty in the window. I will quickly get all the other values and print them on the console. Save the script, and let's go back to the editor. Set our values. Now enter play mode. Wait for the event to be called. And there you go. Our values have been successfully passed. One important thing to keep in mind when using EventWeaver Extended is to make sure the parameter label passed in the runtime getter is identical to that in the attribute. So, always remember to update the getter whenever you modify the label. String comparison is important because it allows you to reorder parameters, remove, and add new parameters without breaking the existing parameter readings. By now, this tutorial should have given you a solid foundation for creating more detailed and precise animation events more quickly and easily. This tool can help with streamlining collaboration between programmers and animators, making the workflow smoother and more efficient. The asset also comes with a documentation file for further reference, plus 3 example scenes to help you understand the implementation and get up to speed in less than 10 minutes. Thank you for following along.